Welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to break down the absolute structural genius of Surah Al-Qiyamah. And let me tell you, this incredibly tight, beautifully argued source is going to permanently shift how you understand ultimate accountability. Seriously, forget what you think you know about some distant, fiery doomsday. We are looking at an operational reality right here, right now.
So, let's jump right in with a massive question. What if the ultimate day of reckoning isn't actually a distant event, but a condition you are already standing in? I know, it's so easy for us to just push accountability off into a distant, abstract future, right? But Surah Al-Qiyamah, it absolutely does not let us do that. It challenges our basic assumptions about time and reality, and it literally forces us to reevaluate the very ground we're standing on today.
There is a huge paradigm shift at the heart of our explainer today. Typically, we hold on to this traditional assumption, the idea of a distant, physical cataclysm somewhere way off in the timeline. But contrast that with Surah Al-Qiyamah's definition. It's not just predicting a date on a calendar. It is defining a present state of psychological and structural reality. It's an immediate, inescapable condition that you are currently in.
To really wrap our heads around this, we have to look at the Arabic root QWM, which is where the word Qiyamah comes from. And this brilliantly illustrates a system being forced into an upright, completely transparent accounting. Think of it as the process of establishing an absolute, upright baseline. In this state, everything hidden, your actions, your intentions, your whole trajectory, is brought into open, undeniable alignment. The system basically makes you stand up and be counted.
Yet, as Surah Al-Qiyamah exposes, humanity absolutely loves to stall. We are confronted with this absolute accountability, and what do? We ask, well, when is the day of the standing? As Surah Al-Qiyamah points out, this isn't a genuine thirst for knowledge. We're just using time as a defensive smokescreen to delay changing our behavior. If we can just make it a problem for tomorrow, well, we don't have to align our trajectory today.
So, the crucial question is, what mechanism do we use to deflect this inevitable confrontation with our own record? We know we throw up these smokescreens, but what happens when the smoke actually clears? Can we really escape the upright standing that this system demands of us? Surah Al-Qiyamah answers this right out of the gate and definitively. It points right past all our excuses straight to our built-in self-reproaching conscious, known in Surah Al-Qiyamah as the nafs al-lawwama. You can invent all the rationalizations in the world, but your own consciousness is inherently designed to point out your deficiencies. Your own internal witness literally nullifies every single excuse you put forward.
Now this is where it gets really fascinating. Look at the root BSR, which Surah Al-Qiyamah uses to describe the human being as a basira, or clear witness over themselves. This proves that accountability isn't just some external ledger kept by angels up in the clouds. It's an active internal architecture. It's an undeniable built-in mechanism of self-witnessing that you simply cannot evade. From the psychological side, we move to the physical argument. Humans always try to deny accountability by claiming that once our physical structure, our bones, are scattered, they can't possibly be reassembled. But Surah Al-Qiyamah directly rebuts this illusion. It states that the system is entirely capable of reconstruction, right down to the banan, the exact fine-grained patterns of our fingertips. It essentially predicts modern biometric reality centuries before we even had a clue about forensic science. How wild is that?
We see this structural law through the root JMA, which means to gather. It signifies bringing scattered parts together into a highly functional, coherent whole. And the structural brilliance of Surah Al-Qiyamah here is that this law operates exactly the same way whether it is gathering the physical bones of a human body or whether it's synthesizing complex data. Gathering is gathering, period. And this seamlessly builds into a stunning micro-macro mirror within Surah Al-Qiyamah itself. Right in the middle of the chapter, the focus shifts from gathering human physical structures to the gathering of the Quranic revelation itself. It uses that exact same root, JMA, for both. It compares the macro collection of human life to the careful, deliberate micro collection of revelation. Both require perfect, systemic synthesis. It's like a perfectly interlocking puzzle.
But if this system is so perfectly organized, if our own conscience bears witness and the physical gathering is a guaranteed reality, why do we constantly fail to grasp it? Why do we run away? Well, Surah Al-Qiyamah diagnoses the root problem, and actually, it's not a lack of intellect. It is a temporal disorder. The core defect diagnosed by Surah Al-Qiyamah is our disastrous preference for al-ajila, the rushed, immediate gratification, over al-akhirah, our ultimate succeeding trajectory.
We are literally obsessed with the fleeting returns of right now, and in our haste, we just completely abandon the long-term investment in ultimate reality. This is the exact cognitive error that blinds us.
And the immediate psychological consequence of that defect results in two very different present states of orientation. Surah Al-Qiyamah shows us radiant faces looking directly toward their Lord, totally aligned and verified. And then, in stark contrast, scowling faces, full of anxious supposition, expecting a back-breaking event. They aren't looking at reality. They are dreading it because of their active deflection.
This brings us to the operational reality of these orientations. Surah Al-Qiyamah makes it abundantly clear that you are either maintaining an upright connection through your actions, represented by the root SLW or Salat, or you are actively turning your back on reality, represented by TWL. There is no middle ground here. You are either actively verifying the truth or you are running away from it.
To seal this incredibly tight case, Surah Al-Qiyamah doesn't point to the stars. It brings the proof all the way down to the undeniable microscopic origins of our own biology. It presents our very own life cycle as the ultimate empirical evidence of the system's structural capability.
Just watch how this sequence unfolds. Surah Al-Qiyamah traces our development step by step, from a simple fluid drop to a clinging mass in suspension into a proportioned, perfectly balanced form, and finally differentiated into a paired human being. This trajectory actively demonstrates a system that is fully 100% capable of creating, organizing, and ultimately recreating us.
Think about the undeniable reality of your own existence for a second. If the system flawlessly coordinated your intricate biology from microscopic components into a fully functional human, is it not capable of gathering your data and bringing you back to full accountability? Your very body is the inescapable evidence of this gathering power.
Surah Al-Qiyamah strips away all our delusions and forces us to make a choice. On the one hand, we can choose a short-sighted, erratic existence where we're just endlessly chasing instant, fleeting results. Or, on the other hand, we can step fully into a disciplined, verified, and upright connection to the ultimate reality. As we wrap up this explainer on Surah Al-Qiyamah, I'll leave you with this final, crucial thought to reflect on. Accountability isn't a distant threat. The standing is already happening within you right now. Your conscience sees it, your biology proves it. So if the evidence is already within you, what are you waiting for to align your trajectory and prepare for the final gathering?